A half, and we're live. Hey everyone, we're so excited that you're here today. We've got an awesome live Q&A session coming at you 2:01 p.m. Arizona time. Jason is going to ask these lovely folks some wonderful questions that hopefully you all will get some value from, and feel free to ask questions yourself in the comments and we'll bring it up live so that you can get those questions answered that you might have about recent deals that have closed in the community or Paces communities and Molly Tenants community, Top Tier TC and Gator. And we can kind of give you a little introduction into this Pace universe that we're all part of. All right, go ahead and take it away, Jason. Also, I'm Alex, by the way. I'm working as a part of the Morby Media team.
Yeah, you're the backbone.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. Just a little bit before we get started, a little bit about myself. My name is Jason Bates. I'm a sub 2 and a Gator student, and I'm also a top tier certified TC. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Venture Vibes Fund, where we raise private capital for RV parks and other vacation type properties. And I'm also co-owner of Finish Line TC Services. But the cool part is we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you amazing people and what you guys have been up to in the community. So actually, I wanted to start with you. What were you doing before you entered real estate and joined Sub 2?
I was a furniture artist. I actually painted furniture, had a pretty large community that I was a part of, and built my following on Facebook and through groups, and became I guess a social media influencer for a little bit. But it wasn't, the Facebook stars were not paying the bills. So I had always wanted to get into real estate, and kind of just got my foot wet. Shaun really was a big part of me getting started, and yeah, the rest is history.
Shaun, what about you? Since you made that glorious introduction, what were you doing before real estate and joining Sub 2?
Yeah, so I was a aircraft mechanic before this. Had a very blue collar background, and kind of wanted to get away from the trades and busting my hump every single day and not reaping the rewards that I was putting in. So kind of went down probably the rabbit hole that everybody does. Read Rich Dad Poor Dad, found Bigger Pockets, through Bigger Pockets, found Pace and his YouTube channel, and joined Sub 2 and never looked back.
Yeah, that's definitely a course of action I've learned for some people, even myself included. I remember watching a bunch of videos the day after Thanksgiving, or the day of Thanksgiving, watch a bunch of Paces videos, and on the day after I said, okay, I'm going to join this community. There's something going on here.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Deirdre, did I pronounce that right, Deirdre?
You did. Thank you.
Excellent. What about you? What did you do before you got into real estate and joined Sub 2?
So I'm actually still doing it. Well, let me back up. So prior to Sub 2, I purchased real estate traditionally. Loved fix and flips, and just being able to upgrade properties, right? Turn them around to make a profit. What I do is I'm a chief solutions officer in SaaS tech for a company. So my background is white collar. It's, corporate professional, and I actually love what I do. So I do both.
Well, there you go. There's nothing wrong with that, because what do they say? You don't have a job if you love what you do.
It's true. That's me.
So with that said, what made you want to join the community?
So for me, I joined the community because I was researching some information on real estate investing. I was part of another mentorship, so to speak, and it was just a bunch of newbies in their community because they kicked people out after a year. So you've got all these newbies in there trying to figure out what to do because there's no depth of experience. So I was actually researching. I came across Gator. I said, that seems like a really cool thing to add on. So I joined into Gator, but what I was really looking for was the Sub 2 community and the Sub 2 way of acquiring properties, because that interested me the most. So that's how I had never heard of Pace before joining Gator.
Nice. Well, there you go. That's a good way into the community. Actually, what about you? I know kind of why you left what you were doing, but what made you pick this community?
Well, It actually wasn't my first choice, believe it or not. I was following someone else. I'll keep the names out of it, and never had heard of Pace, but I don't, you know how like YouTube listens to you or like Google listens to you, everybody's listening, and like, you know, you talk about these awesome sneakers and then all of a sudden, woo, they're on your phone type thing.
Yep.
So I think it's because like I was talking about real estate investing and stuff like that, and a video popped up of him it was just him talking about one of his deals, and the way he had it structured on this ad was like, you know, hey, just poke in and, you know, take my little quiz and see where you're at, and you know, then it's very genius, and then it pushes you to sign up for sub 2. And then I got a call, you know, and the person who got me through was Jeremy Brown. I don't know if any of you know him. He works for Pace as well. I don't know if he's still here, but anyways, that doesn't matter. You know, he was like, you'll do great at this, you're great at talking, and you know, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. The first one that I had tried, it was like a ripoff. I paid for this mastermind, and I only paid $250 for it, but at the time when you're not making a lot of money, that's kind of a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it was like $250 to get a show or get a discount on her big thing. And it's like, in 5 minutes, I'm putting the counter on the screen. You have 5 minutes. It's only 28 grand for you today. And I'm like,
Didn't you feel special?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Pace is the real deal. Like no one's paying me to say this. Like it's been life-changing for me. I've met some of the best people that I've ever had in my entire life. The community is so supportive. I work with an amazing team every day. Part of Shaun's team, and you know, we've just been killing it.
I love it. And Shaun, you already talked about why, what made you join the community. How did you find this deal in particular? Tell us a little bit about that.
So the deal, actually Ashley found it. So we kind of, me and Ashley met through like one of the accountability calls that New England hosts. And I think the topic at the time was like, what are the problems in your business? How can we solve them? You know, we went into like the Zoom breakout rooms, and I was in her breakout room running the call. And she was like, well, I don't have a business at all. She's like, I'm completely stuck. I don't know what to do. And I was like, okay, well, what are you good at? And she's like, I'm really good at talking to people. I was like, okay. I was like, well, I have a bunch of extra leads. I was like, you can call them, and, you know, if you start getting some traction, we can just JV and see how it goes from there. And so we started JVing together. She kind of started doing something similar for somebody else. So we not really lost touch, but just like weren't working together as frequently at that time. And then she found this deal on market and was like, Shaun, this house is incredible. Like, do you think we could do something with it? So she built a relationship with the sellers. She did all of the, you know, front end acquisitions sort of thing. And then my part in it was more so like deal structure, underwriting, trying to figure out a way to make it work, because it was very unique in the sense of it didn't really work as a short-term rental. It didn't really work for anything like super traditional. And kind of the conclusion that we came to was like, you know, we definitely aren't going to take this down ourselves. We're going to wholesale it. And if we're going to wholesale it for a property this unique, we need to get the best terms that we possibly can. So I kind of laid that out for her of like, hey, these are the terms that we would have to get it on to even have a chance of, you know, assigning this to an end buyer. She went out and, you know, I would say she tells a different story, but I think she delivered it flawlessly to the sellers and got them on board. And then from there, it was realistically, again, all in the community, especially like the New England community. It was, you know, a couple calls, and we found our end buyer in Justin Tumanowski.
There you go.
Yeah. And so, you know, he loved it. He has a passion for, you know, old like New England era like style homes. And so he saw it and was like, these terms are, you know, fantastic. Like he's like, I'd be stupid not to buy it and do something with it. So yeah, that's kind of how like the very short story of how this whole thing came about.
So it was all creative, and then you came up with terms that the seller liked, and then so it was really easy to pitch to an end buyer.
Yeah, it was 100% seller finance. We ended up doing it on a 30-year term, 0% interest, deferred payments for the first year. And the only real big sticking point was the $300,000 down up front. But that's what they needed because they weren't open to sub 2, but they were open to carrying a note on the property, and they wanted to wipe away their first mortgage and then have some money in their pocket to, get into something else. So we were able to, structure those terms, and Justin was able to go out, raise the capital, and I think now he's turning it into a boutique hotel.
Very nice. And for those of you watching, I'll make a quick little tweak. So you said 0% interest. I always like to use the word principal only because as soon as people hear zero, they cringe. So I've structured several deals principal only. I've got a property in Florida that's principal only, $550 a month, and I rent it for $2,400. So principal only deals are phenomenal. Trust me.
Yeah.
So I love that. That is awesome. Ashley, anything to add to that besides the fact that you're an excellent closer?
Thanks. No, he did great. You guys watching the podcast got released, I think yesterday. I actually just listened to it. So all like the real details are in there. We had a lot of fun doing it. I think every deal that we do is a complete learning experience. No deal's the same. Every deal's unique. That's why I love this because and that's why they call it creative, right? Because where every deal is unique, you're always trying to find, that perfect exit. You want to cater to the seller's needs. At the same time, you got to create a win-win for both parties. And really it's a win-win-win, right? Because you're the one structuring it, or, the acquisition's getting it out, whatever. You got the buyer, the seller. So we're trying to create win-wins for all these parties. And it gets creative and fun. And I love working with Shaun. I couldn't ask for a better partner.
Yeah, it's creative finance. You can literally be as creative as you want to be as long as all parties involved. And you said it best, that 3-letter word, fun. This is just fun.
It really is.
It's fun to make money with your friends. It's fun to help sellers. It's fun to help end buyers. It's just fun.
It is.
Deirdre, what about you? How did you find your deal? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure thing. So I joined the community in May of 2023. And I joined a Zoom that Pace was doing with Horizon Trust, talking about taking money that is sitting like in traditional IRAs and moving it to a self-directed IRA. So I started really looking at my money that was sitting in a traditional IRA. And over the previous 5 years, it only had a 5% APR. And I was horrified. I'm like, okay, let's move that money. And Horizon Trust helped with that process, got it moved over quickly. So in June, 1 month later, I was able to deploy that on a deal that another sub-2 student found. Tristan Mikowski, he found a deal that was in Montana. And he had been wholesaling and he wanted to do buy and holds. And he needed $30,000 to put some improvements into this house to be able to keep it long term. And the exit strategies made sense. I underwrote it. We both felt really comfortable with it. He's also a unicorn realtor. So, it just all worked out. It made sense on paper. So I, did a PML agreement where I lent him the money for 1 year and at 10% interest and 2 points at the end, which doubled the amount that I would have gotten in my traditional IRA. And then at the end of the year, Eric, the communication was great. It was fabulous, a great experience. And it enabled him to get into his first buy and hold. So I feel like it was kind of a first for both of us, a win for both of us. And that's why that first deal in the community for me was so special, because it's like something we did together. I learned the process, from him, and it was great.
I love that. And you make a great point. And for those of us like myself that are raising capital in a fund, I actually target people with self-directed IRAs. There's about $1 trillion across the United States. And they are some of my best investors because they invest in my fund and I pay back into their self-directed IRA. A lot of them are Roth. So they're collecting that money tax-free. And they're just loving the benefits, and I'm loving the access to the capital. So you make a really, really good point that self-directed IRAs are powerful, and a lot of people have a lot of money in them right now.
Sure do.
Yeah. So you mentioned sub 2 community. You mentioned the Gator community. There's two. Did you utilize anybody in the top tier TC community or any top tier underwriters?
At the time, I think Top Tier was just kicking off last year at that time, so I haven't utilized them yet. What I'm currently doing is I worked for a company that acquired businesses, and I'm very familiar with M&A, part of the integration team. They acquired 31 businesses.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I joined the Sub 2 community and went through PACE's Zero Down program that I had this light bulb moment. I'm like, I can acquire businesses myself. I know how to do it. I know how to underwrite it. And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, so I've been doing like,
and you have access to capital.
And I have access to capital. And so I've been able to, my goal is to buy 2 this year. So the clock is ticking in Q4, but that's my primary focus. And then I'm going to build a small real estate portfolio in the Charleston area where I'm from. And I will definitely utilize a top tier TC whenever I need to.
Yeah, and that's a great
100%.
point. Q4 is really when the fire sales happen, right? Everybody's CPAs are going, hey, you guys had a great year. Go out there and buy assets, buy them now. And so as a TC and a TC company, we're helping PMLs, we're helping connectors, we're helping sellers, we're helping buyers, because we can get involved with everybody in the transaction, from Gator to private money lending to sub twos, creative finance, you name it. We even get involved with buying and selling vehicles creatively and businesses creatively. So yeah, there's the community that Molly and Pace has built is phenomenal, because it literally bookends both ends of the transaction, from underwriting to transaction coordination to lending all the way to close. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for bringing that up. That's a very powerful message. Shaun and Ashley, what about you? What other community members were involved in your guys' deal? Sub 2, Gator, PML, TCs, anything in that nature?
Yeah, so we had Lily Duong. She's a top tier TC certified.
She's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, she transacted the whole thing.
She's wonderful.
She does all of our deals. We absolutely love her and have nothing but fantastic things to say about her.
She's a great human. I love her.
Yeah. So yeah, we used her. And then Justin Tumanowski was our end buyer. So, the whole thing from, wholesaler to TC to end buyer was all sub 2, but all sub 2 New England as well. So we kept it all in the family.
And we made a unicorn.
Yeah.
But you guys made a good point about how easy it is to either jump on a Zoom and meet people and then decide to collaborate, or go out and go to a live meetup and collaborate with people. Ashley, you said this was fun, but it could also be easy, right? It could be easy because you could leverage the talent of the people, other individuals in the community, which you guys clearly did.
Absolutely. I think that's one thing that's so great, like, about what we do. And it's not just a course you're signing up for. I feel like the community isn't a bonus. I think the community is really what you buy into, and then the courses are a bonus, in my opinion. But I love it.
Yeah, I've seen people sign up for sub 2 and not watched a single video, but went out and interacted with people, shadowed people, got involved in the community, and learned that way. They haven't even seen a video yet, but they're already doing deals.
Smart. Yep.
So you're absolutely right. You joined a community or communities, and it just so happens it's chock full of a ton of information that if you want to learn it, you can find it.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome.
And if I could just add to that, in terms of the community, one of the things that Pace had said at the beginning when I was joining is, try something for 5 months, like partner with someone for 5 months, give it a try. So I went out and built a whole wholesale operation, because I'm primarily an integrator, but I've got very visionary tendencies to build a wholesale operation with a visionary, right? And just tried it. At the end of 5 months, it wasn't the right fit, right?
Yeah.
But being able to have that experience and have all of the different avatars laid out and explained to us so we know how to work with one another, that to me is brilliant.
Yeah, and some people would say, well, you spent 5 months doing something that you ended up not doing, but I would say you spent 5 months learning who you really are and really what drives you, and that's powerful. I mean, I would do that all day, every day, just to learn who I was and where I could give the most impact.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. So let me ask you this, Deirdre, how has Sub 2, in your case, Gator, how has it impacted your life?
For me, for Sub 2,
Yeah.
it has absolutely been life-changing, right? Just opening my eyes to the fact that I can buy businesses for myself, making amazing friends inside the community. Day with Pace was absolutely amazing. Went rock climbing at Glacier National Park, which is fabulous.
Lucky.
You know, yeah, I know, it was so lucky. Right now I'm in the No One Left Behind challenge. And so our visionary is Andrew Murray, which from New England, right? I believe is.
Yep.
So it's just,
well.
well, right? So
Yeah.
being able to help, 10 newbies on our team get their own deal, right? It's just so much fun to be able to leverage one another as well as give back. We're a whole bunch of go-givers and we're trying to help each other be successful. So to me, that has been life-changing because not everyone wants to talk about business and real estate all the time, in my friends circle, but I can always jump into the community and have that discussion and call people and just, they're right on the same page.
You said that F word again. You said fun. I love it. Shaun, what about you? How has Sub 2 impacted your life?
Honestly, dude, in so many ways. It's allowed me to meet some of my favorite people in this world. It has taken me from, being a W-2, like dirty blue collar dude, to being able to quit my W-2, run my own business, essentially just like give me, my time, my freedom back, being able to structure my day how I want. So much, there's definitely like the stress and the anxiety of being an entrepreneur and knowing that like, hey, you have to go out and hunt every day and make things happen for yourself. But for me, it was incredibly freeing knowing that I am at the point in my life now where my actions dictate my success and there's nobody else, like holding me down, or there's nobody else like determining what I can and can't do anymore. So, it's been absolutely life-changing, and like the community itself is probably the most powerful thing. I think probably 70-80% of the deals that we have done have all been because of community members.
Yeah.
Whether it be through, JVs or, being able to be, 6 hours away from a property and go, oh my God, how am I going to make this work? And be like, oh my God, I have a full community. Like, let me reach out to a couple of people, and boom, we get properties walked. We get in-person appointments with sellers through them. Like so much has happened, and we are able to do so much that would not be possible, without this community.
Yeah, you said another powerful F word I didn't want it to go missed is freedom. That's very powerful. And you make another good point too. There's two things I've learned about real estate. One, it's not a spectator sport, so in order to make money, you got to get involved. And two, it's not a solo sport either. It really takes a team to be successful. Whether it's 2 people or 20 people, it takes a team. There's no way around it. You can't do the whole thing by yourself. And I think the people that struggle the most are the ones that try to do everything by themselves. So, thank you for echoing that message that there's definitely no I in team, and we're all successful together. And like you said, it's fun to make money with your friends.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's definitely no other, community mentorship, whatever you want to call it, that I would rather be in. This is, truly been life-changing, truly opened, more doors than I ever thought I had in front of me. And it's forced me to grow as a person more than I think I would have in any other, realm or aspect or endeavor that I could have chosen.
Awesome. Yeah, no, you make a great point. Ashley, what about you? How has Sub 2 impacted your life?
So many powerful statements with you guys. I agree with everything all of you just said. It was life-changing for me. Right from the beginning, really. It didn't take me long to finish my modules. Shaun and I started talking. I had joined August of 2023. I got my first deal right before Christmas. So you might feel in the beginning like, can I do this? But Pace has it put out so geniusly. Is that a word? Geniusly. So it's so easy to make it happen. He gives you all of the tools. Even if you don't know how to use them, there's people in the community that can help you pick up the hammer, help you pick up the wrench, help you do whatever you need to do, and you get to the end. And just, I think she just said it too. Deirdre, did I say it right? Okay, I wanted to make sure. Deirdre just said it as well. Just leveraging the community is just awesome. It's been so life-changing. Met cool people. We got a great team. I'm happy with my career. I call this a career. I was a bartender, waitress my entire life. I made great money doing that. And I loved doing that, but this is real. This is a career. It feels good, warm and fuzzy and happy. Sorry. Yeah, I love it.
And there's nothing better than finding your purpose in life, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So yes, we are all good at other things, but when you find your purpose, that just changes everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So with that said, Ashley, what's on deck for you? What's up next?
We're working. I got a lot of deals going right now. I forgot to add something. When you first asked me what kind of made me want to come over to real estate. So there was something I was trying to do. I was trying to create a nonprofit, the 501c, is that what it's called? Yeah. So I was trying to do a nonprofit thing to help women who are stuck in abusive relationships and all this. And I'm like, well, I need housing. How can I do this? I don't want to be a real estate agent. So that's kind of where I started to lean towards. And it was crazy because when I first started that first November, so I joined in August, November, they were doing the Thanksgiving, giving families a bunch of things. There was a name for it. I can't remember what it was.
Family Promise.
Yep, Family Promise.
Family Promise. Thank you. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to help people. This is it. So it just kind of all merged and just fit perfectly together with my goals. So, I mean, that's still a dream of mine. Right now, I'm still trying to build capital. I actually even just wrote down some notes from Deirdre, with the IRA self-directed, account and stuff like that, finding people that have those and leveraging that for funds and raising capital. Maybe Shaun just jotted that down too, because me and him are trying to raise capital for some deals. So yeah, like I said, we're just pushing forward. We're getting bigger. We do lives. I try to search for opportunities to get out there and hey, look at me. I want to help. Can I, let's partner, let's JV. So I think that's where I'm just loud and just wanting to meet people and grow and grow and grow.
Yeah. And with real estate outperforming the stock market, outperforming bonds, outperforming money market, I mean, people will literally throw money at you if you could show them a potentially good deal.
Absolutely.
I used
we
to
got
think,
some.
Yeah, I used to think raising capital was hard, but it's not. Yeah. I mean, I'm showing 2x multipliers and 30% IRRs, proposed IRRs, and I'm having some really fun conversations with people with self-directed IRAs, and it's just been a fun trip so far.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, hey, anyone watching, if you want to be a part of any good deals, we got some going.
There you go. There you go. And I'm going to ask you in a little bit how the best way to get a hold of you. So don't.
All right.
Deirdre, what about you? What's on deck for you?
Well, I'm underwriting lots of businesses right now, and so that's my plan for foreseeable future, at least this quarter.
That's right. You got to get 2 of those. And if there's anything we in the community can do to help, we're here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nice. Shaun, what about you? What's on deck for you?
Yeah, I think it's just about continually, expanding for us. We were very local New England market only. We just recently, like a couple months ago, expanded to going nationwide for our wholesale operation. And that has been, probably the biggest change and growth that we've seen so far, is because there's just so many deals out there across the country that we've just been able to tap into. For us, I think it's making the shift from doing everything wholesale to, you know, starting to do some of these projects ourselves. Because there is, you know, you get to a certain point and you're like, okay, like $15,000 assignment, good, $10,000 assignment, that's cool. But when you look at some of the fix and flip opportunities that we're giving away, and seeing that, like, oh my God, there's $120,000 one deal.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, we're definitely, for us, it's definitely starting to raise capital so that we can start taking on some of these projects. We have all, you know, the connections everywhere else in terms of like, you know, contractors, project managers, that sort of thing. So really for us, I think the next big chapter is raising capital, and then, you know, doing like what Pace says, is getting very much more active on social media so we can have that, you know, legitimate proof that, hey, we are who we say we are. We are actively doing deals. Like, hey, look at our HUDs. Hey, look at our active projects. Like, so that's the next probably, you know, 6 months to a year is just becoming, we've kind of really gotten down like finding all these great deals. But it's definitely more so pivoting towards, you know, raising that capital so we can, you know, continue to build awesome relationships and take advantage of the better opportunities that we're giving away.
And it's a great point. Trust me, I wasn't a big fan of social media myself, and then I realized, hey, I had to put my face and my name out there
Mhm.
in order to get people to want to fund some of my deals. And so I've been challenging myself and my business partner, and I've been doing at least 5 minutes of live every day, at least once a day on any topic, which is why I volunteered to come on here and host this. It just gets my name and face in front of people. And so when I reach out to people, they go, "Oh yeah, okay, I recognize you. Yeah, let's talk."
Yeah.
So trust me, it'll take you a long way, and you know you've already got a head start because people are already listening to you, already making things happen. So yeah, definitely jump on board that. So Sean, let me ask you this: what would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining this amazing community?
Do it. I mean, honestly, do it. There's no like real excuse not to. You know, how I got into the community, I financed the entire thing on credit cards. I did not have the money to do it, but, you know, like, kind of gut feeling was just like, this is something that I have to do. You know, took the leap of faith and put myself into, you know, debt to do it. And, you know, within 3 months got my first deal, and that the community, the mentorship paid for itself. So realistically, like, as long as, you know, you are going to take action, I would say do it, absolutely, because the relationships that you build here are life changing, and then the knowledge that you gain is life changing. You know, like, I mean, I've been in real estate for 2 years now, and, you know, I'm having higher level conversations than, you know, other investors that I've met that have been in the business for 20 years, you know. So like, it really is, I look at it as like a fast track, or like a short, not really a shortcut. A fast track is a better word for it. Is like, you are paying for the years of experience and the time that other people have put in, and you're literally just taking yourself from like a newbie who doesn't know a thing to, if you know, study and put the time in and you take action, you can elevate yourself to, you know, somebody that may have had, you know, 6 to 10 years in the business already. So it's absolutely 100% worth it. Just do it. Find a way to make it happen. There's always ways to, you know, borrow money, put it on credit cards,
Yep.
work an extra job, do whatever you got to do, because the
Good point.
opportunities inside this community really are life changing.
Yeah, and then the one more thing to add is just tell yourself, okay, I need to pay myself back in X amount of time, so I need to take action. So like you, I paid myself in 3 months after my first deal as well. So kudos to you, my friend.
Thanks.
Deirdre, what about you? What would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining this amazing community?
Just do it. Like, if you're an action taker, do it. You know, you can waste a lot of money on things that don't matter, but if you're willing to put in the work, you'll absolutely walk out making money, having great friends. Pace stays ahead of where the market's going. Just that insight alone, in having access to him. I mean, he's part of the community with us, which is so cool. It's like, it's not someone that we're following them. We're actually doing life with him and doing business with him. And so it's so powerful. And I think that's what keeps us together as glue, because we just all work together. So I'd say just do
Excellent.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, you make a good point. It's not a do on experience; it's a do with. He's not standing up there teaching us. He's up there saying, "Okay, this is what I'm going to do, and you're going to do it with me, and then we're all going to be successful." Great point. Ashley, what
Fabulous
about you?
point.
What would you add to that? Someone on the fence. What would you say to him?
Yeah, no, I absolutely loved that point. Because when you think of a mentorship, you think of, live tonight, whiteboard, we're learning. Everyone bring your deal. Like, I feel like that's like how like mentorships feel sometimes. Like it's like just, yes, but it's like you're living it. You have a lot of stuff put in front of you, but don't get shiny object syndrome, like, we all do in the beginning. But yeah, like I personally was struggling. I was like, 8,800, like, how do I come up with this? Like, I was like, but they work with you too. And if you work your butt off, this is something you want to do. It definitely, I'm so glad I chose to. I really am. And I express that all the time. It's actually like, he does this whole thing different than normal people. There's nothing out there in this world like this. It's very unique, and just the way he has it set up, it's a genius.
I like how you said normal people.
You know what I mean?
The definition of normal. I love it. I love it. So Ashley, you're definitely an action taker. How can people connect with you? Because clearly people are going to want to.
So I'm just building my Instagram, y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
I know my kids make fun of me and call me a dinosaur because I was over at Facebook for a while. So help me with my Instagram at Ashley Gagne 33.
Awesome. I love it. Deirdre, what about you? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
For me, Instagram at summercamping.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like it.
Shaun, what about you, my friend? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, hit me up on Instagram. You can see my @ right there, @ Shaun_Sanville. I respond to everybody on there. So if you have questions, people find me on Facebook too, which again I think is a little dinosaur-ish, I guess. But yeah, like after we go on lives and stuff, I every single time get messages from people like, "Hey, I think I have a sub-2 deal. Hey, I think I have a seller finance. Can you help me?" And it's like every single time, yes. So like, guys, if you need help with deals, please reach out to me. We just want to help everybody because so many people have helped us.
100%.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give you a follow because I want to be able to share your lives and your reels and all that because you want to take off in social media. And here's the thing I've been doing that's been a game changer. A lot of times you go to meetups and you want to show someone your Blink card. What I do is I show them the QR code in my Instagram and say, "Hey, follow me on Instagram." And then when they do that, then I say, "Oh, by the way, I got a Blink card too. Do you want that?" But now we've already connected, and now I'm following them on Instagram, and they're following me, and then I can help. I can help them boost their social media by commenting and sharing, and so it just becomes a way for us to help each other as a community even more.
Absolutely.
So fun little hack. So you three are amazing. I know people want to take off and go to the No One Left Behind challenge. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been powerful. I get so much energy interviewing like-minded people like you. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this, man.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And I loved how you were talking about how Pace makes himself so accessible. So I know we talked a little bit about how the No One Left Behind webinar is kind of going on right now. So I'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat if anybody who's watching today wants to hop right on there and have Pace right in front of you on your computer screen right now. He is live doing this for everybody free of charge. So it's really cool. All right. Sweet. Love to hear it. And thank you so much, Jason, for asking all of the pertinent questions. And it's really cool to see like how much y'all are winning in these communities as well.
We're definitely winning. Yeah.
So cool. All
Thank you,
right.
guys.
Well,
Thank you.
y'all.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Appreciate you all.